What's up, everybody? Dark Knight 316, Robert Wheeler Gaming, and this is the Tackles and Takedowns podcast. All right, so we're gonna go over the RAW results. We're gonna go look at Clash of Champions or Clash in Italy, and then we're going to play the best wrestling game on YouTube or on the internet. Wrestling 20 questions, and this time I picked the wrestler, he has to guess it, so we'll see. Last time I lost, real sad, because he threw a curveball out, so plus I didn't even know who the person was. But anyway, let's get going. So again, Clash of Italy, they're gonna have Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns fight again for title. We'll go see here, but apparently Brock Lesnar's not retired, and he got a new contract now, and he's going to face Oba Femi again, which is stupid.
No, he's not going to face Oba Femi. He's going to rule over Oba Femi,
which is pretty dumb, because the whole thing at WrestleMania of him being retired by Oba Femi to pass the torch, now pretty much destroying Oba Femi. Like, this is dumb. But Oba Femi tells Paul Heyman, this time I'm fighting to kill the Beast, which is, they're trying to get him over.
Which means that Brock Lesnar is going to actually beat him, and probably actually, because the biggest thing I kept saying was, like, you're going to have that open challenge at Oba Femi. You have these little guys coming after him. You're destroying Oba Femi's career by doing that, because you're not having anybody who's actually going to be like matches size, matches strength, matches his swag. Like, you got nothing like that to be able to do it. So I think it's hard to do for him. So that's why I think that they had to bring Brock Lesnar back to face Oba Femi.
Well, also I think the whole thing was because, he didn't want the match to go the way it went. They said you only got 15 minutes. He wanted it to be longer to, put over him, and they didn't. So that's why I think he was like, fine, I'll just quit then. And then they realized, oh crap, our biggest draw is, retiring. So they're trying to do anything to bring him back. I think that's what actually happened. But the next one, they had Penta defeated Javon Evans in the IC title match, which, they're not going to give it to Javon Evans yet. Mm-hmm. They're still trying to bring
him in. I'm kind of tired of Penta. I didn't think he was a good world champion in Impact. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's a good Intercontinental champion, but, they have to give it to somebody. I kind of feel like the best mid-title right now is Trick Williams. I think it's, I don't think
who that Trick?
Good.
But, that true?
Because technically, if you look back in the day, if you were supposed to have whoever's the mid-title people kind of be who would be the champion, I think you would have Trick Williams would actually be a better champion than Penta.
Yeah, they're comparing Trick Williams to Booker T is what they're doing. But so I don't know what they're doing with Joe Hendry. Like, they're doing all these like live and concert things, kind of like when Elias was there, which is kind of dumb, because the whole appeal of Joe Hendry was you say his name and then he appears. So why are you making a concert where like everybody goes, sings it and stuff like that? Like, it's kind of dumb. But anyway, they had Austin Theory hit him when they were talking about Logan Paul and all that.
Yeah, because Logan Paul's supposedly injured.
Yeah, he's supposedly injured right now.
If it's a legit injury,
I heard it's a legit injury on it. He like tore like a leg muscle or something like that.
It sucks for him though, because he's been really good at being like, because when he first wrestled, he wasn't good at like protecting himself and being good. But then after he actually started getting, he's one of those where it was like kind of like a popular personality outside of wrestling who actually became a good wrestler. And so that's where I'm like, I don't know much of Logan Paul, but I was like, I think from watching his career from when he started, I think he's actually done a really good job of being able to.
Yeah, he was being trained like I Show Speed. He was getting trained by like Randy Orton, The Miz, and all those ones were.
But like it goes to show the seriousness he took of it to be able to say like, oh, I actually do want to be a wrestler. I'll put in the time
like the fakeness where like some of the ones that are like, yeah, I could go do this, and then they get hurt. And they don't know what they're doing.
Like he actually put in the time. And I just think he became I could have seen him be a world champion, but I mean, I think he's a perfect heel because he's like, it's going to be hard for him to be like, I'm the Maverick, I'm a babyface.
Yeah, I don't think he's world champion material yet.
I don't think yet, but I could still.
Yeah, I could see him becoming one, but I think he needs a more.
Work a little bit more. I think Mike skills because he's getting the in-ring stuff a lot better, and I think he'd be good. But
so we got Bayley and Lyra Valkyrie defeat Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez.
There we go. That's my girl right there. Hopefully, she wins a world title.
Who Raquel Rodriguez?
No, Lyra Valkyrie.
I think here they're gonna have it where the Judgment Day is gonna be breaking up because you can't really keep having the team.
No, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez are tag champions, right?
I believe so, unless
didn't they beat Paige and Brie Bella?
No, I think they got it back.
They're still. What's going on with Jey Uso telling LA Knight to stay out of Bloodline business?
Because LA Knight, is trying to help Jey Uso with the whole Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu thing, and trying to warn him that,
Jimmy Uso
if you need help, if you need help, he the guy to go and help. So they're trying to do that.
He's the guy who should win the title and beat Roman Reigns. But you notice they put him where they put him at, so that he can't face Cody Rhodes for the title.
And then they got Seth Rollins defeated Montez Ford. So it looks like that they might actually break up the Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. Because it looked like when the Vision came out, and this is how I think Logan Paul injured himself. But when they came out and they're doing, you saw that that Montez Ford kind of like looked down at Angelo Dawkins, kind of like a heel turn. So I think that they're going to break up this team and then have one of them join Seth Rollins to do it.
So the thing with the Vision, though, it was like Austin Theory and Logan Paul shouldn't even have been in the Vision. But because Seth Rollins injured himself, they put him in there. But I think, like, I'm tired of Austin Theory. He had his run, I think, a few years ago to be able to win a world title.
Well, Vince McMahon likes the guy. And he was the guy that was going to try to win it.
But that's the thing. It's like, even though, to me, he's in the Vision and all that, like, he still doesn't have anything to where it would be like he's world title material. A couple of years ago, when he had that whole run and he had that whole gimmick and he's going up against John Cena, like John Cena squashed him. Basically, that was it with the Money in the Bank, and like he wasn't a world champion. So
then they got Rey Mysterio defeats Rusev, which is dumb, but because I mean, Rusev just barely came back to WWE, and then he's already losing to everybody.
My question is, when is Rey Mysterio retiring?
I know, I thought he already retired.
Because I thought he was in the Hall of Fame and all that, but he just seems like he just keeps wrestling. So what was the point of his Hall of Fame induction if he just keeps wrestling?
See, so what might end up happening is Rey beats Penta, and then they have Dominic beats Rey. So that right here it
Rey Mysterio's the number one.
Yeah, because it says Ethan Page joined the Raw announce team. Rey Mysterio used a quick pin to beat Rusev to become the number one contender for Penta's IC title. So I could see that happening where they give it to Ray, and then Ray Jr., Dominic, ends up beating him for it.
You think Ray Jr. could win his title back?
Yep. And then it shows that Dragon Lee helped the Bulgarian Brute and Ethan Page.
See, Ray Jr. should go up against Roman Reigns and have his family against the family.
Yeah, so it looks like they're trying to make Ethan Page and Rusev a tag team right now to go up against it. But then here, the tribal contract.
Here's your favorite.
Roman and Jacob Fatu exchanges words.
I think this is I'm already tired of it because it's like Jacob Fatu just lost, and so you mean to tell me that now he has to face him again? Like he get an opportunity a second time.
Now what it is it's the tribal combat contract. So if Jacob Fatu loses, he has to bow down to the tribal chief. But if the tribal chief loses, he has to bark orders to the new tribal chief, Jacob Fatu.
You know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah, Roman Reigns wins.
Roman Reigns will probably win, and then Jacob Fatu's like part of the family. And then at some point, like Roman Reigns faces, let's say, CM Punk or somebody, and then Jacob Fatu beats up on Roman Reigns to make him lose the title, and then they have their third and final match.
Or what might happen is Roman Reigns wins, tells Jacob Fatu, join me, part of the family, like that, and then the family turns on Roman Reigns, and they beat him up, and then they end up having the next one.
Will that be an all video preview? Or
I don't know. We'll look at the thing here, but
is it
go up to the
bottom
top.
Of the top or
go to the top.
Okay.
So we have Clash in Italy. It's the Sunday, May 31st, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time. So you got to check that out. And they're going to have Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu for the World Heavyweight Champion.
You want to give your pick? Who you think's
going to be? Roman Reigns is going to win this all day. But like I said, he's going to do it. They're going to have Jacob Fatu submit. They're going to have Solo Sikoa come out. And they're all going to jump Roman Reigns. And it's going to be another, the family turns on Roman Reigns type things. So they're going to keep the bloodline, but the bloodline is chosen who they believe is the tribal chief, and they're going to kick out Roman on it. So
Gunther against Cody Rhodes.
As much as I would like Gunther to win the title, they're still going to keep it Cody because I think TKO likes Cody Rhodes, and so they're going to keep it on him as much as they want, even though Gunther should be the champion, because when he was with the UK champion on there for so long, he was the best champion that they had.
Your favorite match, Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill?
Well, you can pick this one starting out. Because I already have my pick.
Oh well, I didn't even choose my other two, but I'm aligned with you. I think we're gonna go 3 for 3. Rhea Ripley, because it will be dumb if they give it back to Jade Cargill, who will not wrestle for the next 6 months because for whatever reason. But I think Rhea Ripley takes this. Which this is a squash match as well. I think they're probably just pushing to either Money in the Bank or SummerSlam is what they're really pushing to try to get to be able to. To really be able to have real matches.
Yeah, I think Mommy's gonna win it on there. So
yeah,
Rhea Ripley's still gonna be champion. If they give it to Jade Cargill, then they just make Rhea Ripley look weak.
Yeah,
because Jade Cargill does not.
Jade Cargill's gonna wrestle. I can see them actually putting her back down to NXT or something because she's not even a good wrestler, but they gave her the title because they promised her.
That's the whole thing with the championship thing
of being able to when she signed on. But
now this one's an interesting one because I could see them giving it to Sol Ruca just because of Becky Lynch, is passing the torch over kind of thing like that.
Becky Lynch does not pass the torch,
but I don't think that she's actually going to lose it. I think it's all going to be, all the champions are going to stay the belt. They're just making it because this isn't a big pay-per-view. Yeah. It's just a pay-per-view that is in a different country. So they're just going to keep it all the same. So I don't see any of these belts changing. So I'm still going to go with Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I feel the same too. I'm tired of Becky Lynch. I think she needs to retire by now and give the belt to Sol Ruca. I'm kind of up in the air with Sol Ruka. Like, I like her. I don't know if she's, like, would she be kind of the face of the WWE women's division? I don't know yet. I still think she has a long way to go, but I do, at this point, think she's better than Jade Cargill, for sure. She can wrestle and do all that. And, I mean, she got through with all those stitches and stuff like that. Jade Cargill would be out by all that time. But I think Sol Ruka still has... I think she still... Like, it would be a perfect opportunity for her to win the Intercontinental Women's Champion, to see how the fans react, see how the fans like her. But I don't think she... I don't think she is in Rhea Ripley's spot currently. But I think with enough time, she probably would be. Give her another year or two. I don't think she'd get a push like they did with Tiffany Stratton, where it's just all of a sudden she just wins a world title and she holds it for a year. But I do think she has enough potential to be able to be a champion. But
yeah, well, with Sol Ruka, like, I think that they put her in the position because Maxine Dupree is not like a strong enough wrestler right now as being able to like hold like the champion, or she needs more like experience and stuff, because Maxine Dupree was up there into the mid card one, wanting to win the title and being a world champ and doing all that stuff like that, and then they just pivoted on her.
But the good thing, though, what you're seeing, like what the women's division is having, but the men isn't, is you're actually seeing some of these women's one that you can build up to develop to become champions. Men's division, you don't see that. So, like, you could see a Sol Ruka, a Lyra Valkyria, even some of these ones that are coming up from NXT to be world champions for the women's division, and, you know, move them into the... You don't have to have Becky Lynch wrestling until she's 50, but it's like, you know, you can have Rhea Ripley retire if she wants to have kids or something, but it's like you have the potential of holding the belt to somebody else to give it back to Tiffany Stratton if she wanted to, like something like that. You don't have that in the men's division. So I do think Sol Ruka, give her enough time, she should be there.
And then they have Oba versus Brock, which I think Brock's going to win this one. I don't think that they're going to give it to Oba again. I mean, they might, but if they do that, I think it's like not that great anymore, because the WrestleMania one was was the great one of passing the torch. If they do this, they're just making Brock weak, and I could see them doing that because they're pissed off at Brock Lesnar. So I could see them do that.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, that Clash in the Italy title looks pretty cool. The green, white, and red.
Oh, that does.
That looks pretty cool. I'd get that belt, but I'm not paying $600.
I do think though, what will probably happen is like they will give Oba Femi the Money in the Bank, and then it's kind of like
I could see him doing
him Money in the Bank, but then Brock Lesnar kind of is over his shoulder, because if he's going to cash it in, then why not? You know, Brock. Because I mean, I could see it too that they have it where like Oba Femi wins kind of like against Cody Rhodes or, you know, somebody like that. So then Brock Lesnar could win it one more time from Oba Femi. Like, do something like that.
Yeah, because, I mean, rumors are that Brock's staying until SummerSlam.
Yeah, but that's like 3 more months. So if he stays till SummerSlam, they're not going to...
Well, because they have SummerSlam in Minnesota, and that's his hometown, so he wants to retire in his hometown. That's what rumors are. That's the reason why he came back, because that's originally how he wanted to retire. But because, you know, they screwed him over the first time.
That would be dumb, though, in my opinion, that if they, like, have him face Oba Femi the 3rd time in Minnesota, like, that would be kind of dumb to do.
Well, I mean, they're already pushing it as Oba Lesnar, too, so I could see them doing it up to, like, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever.
But see, and that's the thing is, like, Oba Femi, to me, I think still needs... like some work.
Yeah, I think he still needs a lot of wrestling work.
But I think like I've been saying, my biggest problem with him is like he's gonna have kind of like the Braun Strowman effect. You're gonna get these like smaller guys against him all the time. You're not gonna have the whole like Roman Reigns probably won't go up against Oba Femi, but like you won't have these big guys. You're gonna have these like luchadors always after him.
Well, that's what they started to do with Gunther. Because remember, like, when Gunther was world champ, he was facing, like, Rey Mysterio, and he was facing all these other ones where you knew... excuse me. You knew he was going to win, and all that, because they weren't going to give like a small dude the world champion, all that. And then until it was where it's like he's facing Cody and all that, and you could see that Cody could actually work with Gunther and stuff like that. So I could see like Oba going up against Gunther and stuff like that, and going up against Cody and stuff like that. But after that, it's like, who else are you gonna do? Like, are you gonna have like Drew come back and beat Oba Femi? Like,
I know you haven't seen Drew McIntyre in a while.
Well, because he's out filming the Highlander movie. So. But yeah, it's like, what are you gonna do for Oba Femi going forward? Like you said, like there's not a lot of people that wouldn't make sense for him to go fight. I mean, one interesting one would be is if he fought Rusev, because that would be a good match. But I don't know. Like, to me, Oba Femi doesn't look like he's that has like enough.
Is like world championship material.
Well, not just that, but like doesn't have enough skills yet, because like it looks like he's trying to like figure it all out, but doesn't have enough where he can actually like call the match. You know, like how when it was like Brock Lesnar's like, step on me, like make it look better.
But that's a good thing though. Working with Brock Lesnar, somebody who's had that much experience.
Yeah, to be able to it's a good thing for that to be taught, but it just seems like that he should have just stayed in NXT, get more training, but keep getting.
But that's the thing, though. It's like, who would he have had training? Like somebody like Brock Lesnar would be good to give him the training that he needs without sending Brock Lesnar down to NXT. So I think like that's a good thing where he's learning on the fly. But I think the biggest problem, like talking about, is like he's not going to have that experience with other wrestlers. So like he's got to learn everything he can from Brock Lesnar, no matter how many matches they have, to take kind of the advice, the training of. And that's the thing too, is I think I've never heard Brock Lesnar being unsafe in the ring. He's one of those, even though he's like a power guy and he can, do all the Suplex City and all that. I've never heard people be like, I don't want to work with him because he's unsafe. Like, I've always heard Brock Lesnar, even though, people say he's mean, all this stuff, like he's been real safe in the ring. So I've never heard. So I think he's like the perfect opportunity. And it's a good thing too, because Brock Lesnar isn't like, I need to face Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes every single time. Like, he's willing to actually go and help out Oba Femi. Like, I think that's the different thing you see with Brock Lesnar, is because, he just even within like 5 years ago and stuff like that, was always like, I have to be world champion. Now he's kind of like, I got to train these guys, which I think is pretty cool to see. Like, he's willing to do that with Oba Femi. Now it could change next month, but like I think that's cool right now, seeing what. Brock
Lesnar's I was saying with like Oba Femi, how he needs more training is because like when you saw the match with Otis, he was trying to do the powerbomb, but he didn't look like he had the strength to do his powerbomb to Otis. So he was like looking kind of like, what am I going to do? So he figured out, throw Otis into the turnbuckle, lift him up there, and then I can go and do the sit down powerbomb for it. So it's like those kind of things of he still needs more training of, one, being able to call the match, of saying like, throw me here, do this, and stuff like that. And two, of being confident enough of, I can do this, because you don't want him to end up being a Ryback where, you build him as a big guy and he can't even pick up, what's his face? Tensai on there, like there, and then he had to end up having Big Show help him out to go lift, like that kind of stuff. Like, that's just embarrassing of you're trying to push a certain person and then they can't do it. And I could see that Oba Femi could be that type of person where he messes up and can't do it, and they're building him up as, the next Brock Lesnar, but yet he can't lift up people to do like the F5 type stuff, like that kind of power moves. And if that's the case, it's like, well, you saw it with his matches and stuff, like he needs way more training. So, but that's enough of this matches here. Now cue up the video so we could do the best 20 questions. Take a look. Oh, what is this? All right, it's wrestling 20 question, guys. All right, let me cue up my...
No, I hit it again.
Let me cue up the page.
All right, wrestling 20 questions. So, if I wrote you a love letter, would you rate back?
Okay, let me cue this up.
Nothing like that.
Just so he can.
I know.
Look at the mirror.
Wait, you can't cheat. So,
alrighty. Let the questioning for the wrestling 20 question begin. If you're not familiar with this, he gets to ask 20 yes or no questions, and I will tell him, yes, this is it, no, on there. He also gets 3 hints, but on the 20th question, he has to guess it on there without any more clues or anything like that. He can guess it before, but if he guesses before and it's wrong, he ends up losing. So we'll see if he can get this correct. So we'll go with the first question. Let me get to here.
Does this wrestler wrestle today currently?
No.
Does the wrestler wrestle during the Attitude Era?
Yes.
So, Attitude Era. Is this wrestler a female wrestler?
No.
Okay, so we knocked that out. Is this wrestler did this wrestler win a championship during the Attitude Era? World title or I don't think they had WCW, so world title.
This wrestler during the Attitude Era did not win the world title.
Did not, or the WWE title, that's what I mean.
Yeah, either one.
Okay, so did not win that. Did he win a mid-card title? Intercontinental, hardcore, I guess at that time European. I guess you could call him mid-title.
He did win the hardcore title.
So he won the hardcore title.
Yes.
Ooh, okay. This could be interesting. So hardcore title during the Attitude Era. Was he in a tag team?
Yes, he was in a tag team.
So he was in a tag team. He won a hardcore title. And ooh, okay. This is going to be tough. Did he win anything outside of the hardcore title in his career?
Not in the WWF per se. Like he's had the ones in the different territories. Like he's won a champion like that.
Did he ever wrestle in WCW?
Yes.
Okay, so
we're on
that's 8.
Mm-hmm.
We're on question number 9 right now. Ooh, if he wrestled in WCW, he's won a hardcore title. He's never won the world title during this time. And he was in a tag team. Ooh, that'd be tough because not many tag teams from WCW that came over to the WWE to win a hardcore title.
Remember, you got 3 hints.
Okay, I'll take a hint.
Okay. This person wrestled in the 80s, as well as he came back during the Attitude Era. So he was in the 80s.
The Attitude Era.
He left, wrestled in WCW.
Yeah.
Then came back in the Attitude Era.
And he came back. So he had to be pretty old by then. Ooh. And he never won a world title then.
No.
He was pretty old.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's interesting because I can't think of anybody who did that right now. He wrestled in the 80s, and probably partial 90s, and then came during the Attitude Era, so like that 97 through. Did he have a valet during the Attitude Era?
No.
Okay, so that throws out him. So this what? Question 11? Come on.
No, you're on question 10.
Question 10.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Because you used a hint for the 9th one.
So he did not have a valet. He wrestled in the 80s, and he would have had a world title. So he would have won the hardcore title.
He won the hardcore.
And he wasn't a tag. Is he in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
That makes me... Was he in a stable?
Yes.
Okay. Give me another hint. I'm thinking I know who it is, but...
Okay, so let's see another hint. When the tag team champion that he won with was when he was in the stable.
So he won the tag team title
as part of a stable.
As part of a stable during this time in the Attitude Era.
Yes.
Okay. So before then, so that throws out who I thought it would have been. So, who would have been in a stable during that time to win a... Was he primarily a tag teamer? Or was he a tag team?
No. Most of his time, he's been in tag teams, like, paired up with people.
Yeah.
But mainly, you would know him as a
singles wrestler.
Yeah, single
So
wrestler.
he ended... So you said he is in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
This makes it interesting. Was he... was the stable he was in part of the Ministry of Darkness?
No.
Ooh, then that throws out who I thought it would have been then. If he was in the Hall of Fame. And he would have won the... Who won the tag team titles around that time? Who would have been in the stable, not in the Ministry of Darkness? Was he part of DX?
No.
So he wouldn't have been part of DX. Ministry of Darkness. So who else? What other stables were around there?
You're on 15 now.
What other stables would have been around at that time in the Attitude Era that you could have won tag team? Because
want to use your last hint?
Let's use the last hint.
Okay, so you're thinking about the stables around that time. You got to think about the corporation. He's part of the corporation.
He'd be part of the corporation.
Mm-hmm.
And he's in the Hall of Fame?
Mm-hmm.
So he was part of the I'm trying to think of who was even part of the corporation in the Hall of Fame.
Because remember, then they combined it as the corporate ministry then later on, but there were separate ones when he was there.
I'm trying to think. Okay, so if he wrestled in the 80s, did he wrestle in the 90s for the WWF pre-Attitude Era?
Yeah, he was part of in the 80s pre-Attitude Era.
No, but was he in the 90s pre-Attitude Era?
He was pre-Attitude Era, but he was in WCW during that time and then went back to the WWF.
So he wrestled in the 80s, never in the 90s until the Attitude Era.
He did wrestle in the 90s. It's just
for the WWE.
It wasn't really.
That's what I'm saying.
It was kind of like.
So he stayed with basically WCW, went to independent until he came to the WWE during the Attitude Era.
No, he wrestled a little bit in WCW because he wrestled in the 80s, then went to WCW. Then when they started the Attitude Era in the early 90s,
that's what I just said.
Then he came to WWF.
He didn't come to the WWF until the Attitude Era. So he wrestled in the 80s, pre-90s, around 96, 97. When the Attitude Era started, is when he was predominantly had his WWF run.
No, in the 80s, he was all in WWF.
Alrighty then. I'll keep guessing, because...
well, your question's
we lost it there, but...
okay, whatever.
So if he wrestled in WWF in the 80s, WCW... in the 90s, partially, and then had the Attitude Era during that time. Did he wrestle in the 2000s?
Yeah, I would say he was part of the 2000.
In the 2000s, after he left the WWF, did he go to any other promotions like Impact Wrestling?
No, I don't remember him. Let me see if he did anything other than that. I better hide it so he doesn't look at it. Let's see.
And what number am I on?
Okay, let's see.
Because he didn't, so he wouldn't have.
They said that he briefly wrestled in New Japan.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have wrestled in.
But other than that, no. And you're on question 16.
Is he part of a? Is he part of a family dynasty?
No.
He's not part of a family dynasty.
No.
Because those are who I thought it would have been then. I don't know. I'm running out of questions to be able to figure out who it is. He doesn't have a family dynasty. He wrestled briefly in the 80s, so we know he's old, but he may or may not have wrestled in WWE in the 90s, and he's WCW.
No, he wrestled in the 90s and
he doubles WCW
during the Attitude Era.
And he's in the Attitude Era. He came back, but he won the tag team titles of the corporate ministry.
No, as in the corporation.
In the corporation. I can only think of like 3 people in the corporation. And he's in the Hall of Fame, which I can't think of. How would he be in the Hall of Fame, part of the corporate ministry, won the hardcore title like during that time? And he's in the Hall of Fame. Did he ever have a feud with The Rock?
I wouldn't say he had a feud with The Rock unless it was part of the corporation, so no.
And his highest championship was the tag team titles?
Or unless you count the hardcore as a higher champion than the tag team.
I'd count that as lower. Ooh, who's hardcore champions then? I'm out of hints. I'm pretty much at the end of 20 questions. And he's okay. I'm gonna take my guess because
you're gonna do the guess instead of keep asking the yes or no.
Well, because I don't.
You have 2 more guesses.
I don't know it, so I'm gonna take my guess to take a crack at it. To hopefully, maybe I can just guess it. But I'm gonna say Big Boss Man.
Correct. It was the Big Boss Man.
I got Boss Man.
Yep. Woo. So you got that. So his tag team partner.
He wrestled in the WWF in the early 90s.
Yeah, that's what I said. And then he was.
You said he was in WCW.
He was in WCW.
And then WWE. The only reason why I thought it was Boss Man was because
his tag team partner was Ken Shamrock.
I didn't think about him being Ken Shamrock, but I did think about Hall of Famers.
He was 4-time hardcore champion. He was tag team champion with Ken Shamrock when Ken Shamrock was part of the corporation. He was in the Hall of Fame in 2016.
I know he was in the Hall of
Fame. So they show that he wrestled for WWF from 88 to 93. His one tag team partner during that time, back in the 80s, was what's his name? Akeem, when they were called the Twin Towers. He was managed by Slick there, so he had that one there, but it wasn't really that big. Then they say that he went to WCW from 93 to 98. So he was in there, and he was Big Bubba over there. And he never won really a world champion or anything like that. Then they said that from 98 to 2003, he returned to the WWF. So that's why I said, he wrestled in there. He won the hardcore champion during those stints 4 times. He joined he was the bodyguard for the corporation. So he fought Stone Cold and he did fight DX, but he wasn't really, dominant on that one. Joined the corporation, where I don't remember this though, but when he joined the corporation, he was wearing a mask, and then they revealed the mask of who he was, and he was.
I just remember him getting hung from the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, so he won his first hardcore champion against Mankind with the assistance from The Rock. And then Bossman and Shamrock defeated the New Age Outlaws for the tag team titles.
Which I don't remember that either, of them having.
Yeah, and then they lost the tag team champions to Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett, which I don't remember that. And then that's during the time then that the Ministry of Darkness was combining. And then they say that when did he leave? He left at the end of 2003. And then he went to New Japan in 2004 for a little bit of a run. And then they said that in September 2004, he died of a heart attack at the age of 41. And he was visiting his daughters and stuff over there, and he died. And then they ended up inducting him in the Hall of Fame with his valet Slick in 2016. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's all they say. So, and then they said that he won the Universal Wrestling Federation champion one time, which whatever company that was for the territory. That's the only kind of world title that he won. But yeah, he won the hardcore title 4 times. Who were you thinking of before Big Boss Man?
I was originally thinking it was Boss Man. Mm-hmm. After we went through a couple questions, but then I went and pivoted to Earthquake.
Oh,
because the whole 80s guy plus wrestling WCW. I figured because he came back as Golga because he was part of a stable. Mm-hmm. But then I pivoted to Jeff Jarrett, thinking it could have been him. But then when he didn't have a valet, I said, well, he had Deborah as his valet, so it wasn't her. And then when I said was he in the Ministry of Darkness, you said no. And I was like, wait a minute, wasn't he part of the ministry? But he's part of the corporate ministry. Yeah. So then I was sitting there thinking, because he fought the Undertaker in that Hell in a Cell. So I kind of went around in circles a little bit, but something in my mind said it was Big Boss Man. After some of the questions, I kind of alluded to Big Boss Man because I was like, he's an 80s guy, came back. He never won any really big championships during this time. So I was like, might be him. I'll take a look and see.
I mean, I was worried because I was like, he has 2 more guesses that he can try to, guess it for. But you got the Big Boss Man on
the wrestling old Nagi.
I don't know. That didn't help you for the other ones, but that's pretty good though. But you already know my Achilles heel, so when you pick it next week, you'll probably be able to guess it. But yeah, it was the Big Boss Man. I picked that there. I actually had ChatGPT pick the wrestlers that I was like specifically said pick it like an 80s or 90s wrestler, and they were coming up where they're like, these are the popular wrestlers during that time. They were like Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, and I was like, those will be real easy to go guess. So
maybe.
And they're like the Undertaker and stuff. And then they were giving me ones where they're like, these wrestlers not a lot of people would guess. And I was like, yeah, they will. I'm like looking at it going like, I would be able to guess these ones if they were given.
You might not. A lot of people might not. That's the thing.
Yeah, but I mean, with some of the ones that were like the Undertaker, I was like, people would be able to guess the Undertaker. I mean, he's never even left wrestling. He's still like, there. He's going to be buried in the WWE. So I was like, I'm not going to pick the Undertaker. That'd be way too easy. You'll guess that in like 2 questions. And then they said people like Hogan or Bret you can get within like 5 questions. And I was like, I don't know about 5 questions, but I'm like,
it's hard if you said he was a champion, like a world champion. Well, I don't know. There's like thousands of world champions.
Yeah, so it's like what company, you know, that kind of stuff. But you did get that one, so that's good. That's what's the record? Do you remember?
I don't know.
Yeah, we'd have to look it up. But yeah, that was 20 questions. If you like this wrestling 20 questions, then give a thumbs up, like, subscribe, so we can do more of these on there. Were you able to guess it before 20 questions on there? Like, put that in the comments if you were like, yeah, I was able to guess it right when he said he was a part of the corporation. Like, there's only so many members. But like always, Dark Knight 316, it's Robert Wheeler Gaming, and we'll be signing out from the Tackles and Takedowns podcast. See you on the next one.
God bless you guys. Take it easy.